Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Fino Concepts. So by now I know you know about the Samsung A series, which is like the low spec version of the S series, so like the S9, S10, S20. Now this is something you might not also know. Apart from that, Samsung also launched the M series, which is just like the lower version or the affordable version of the A series. So if you can't purchase the A series, you can go for the M1. In this video, I got my hands on the Samsung Galaxy M11. But is it any good? Well, let's find out. Alright, so the first thing we are supposed to note is the weight, which is 197 grams or 6.95 ounces. And the phone itself is all plasticky, so we have a plastic back and a plastic frame. And the screen is the only thing that is glass on this phone. Speaking of the screen, it's a 6.4 inches PLS TFT screen, which is quite similar to that of the Tecno and the Infinix phones. It also has this hole punch cutouts for the selfie camera. The screen is also 720 by 1560 pixels, so those of you who want to watch videos in 720p should have absolutely no problem. The moment you go into 1080p, some videos may be able to play, but others will find a little bit of difficulty. For the design, we have a single firing speaker and USB Type-C at the bottom, the volume rockers and a power button at the right, and a dual nano SIM with micro SD card support on the left. The 3.5mm earphone jack is at the top, and on the back we have the cameras, the LED flash and the fingerprint scanner. It's running on Android 10 with Samsung's own One UI version 2.0, which is pretty awesome. We also get the Adreno 506 for the GPU and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450, which is about 3 years old. I don't mind having the Snapdragon version on this. I'll always pick it over the Exynos counterpart, which is like overheats, drains the battery, and it's not as efficient. Now there are two versions of this phone, so we have the 32 gigs of internal storage and 3 gigs of RAM, and we have the 64 gigs of internal storage and 4 gigs of RAM. The one I went for is the 32 gigs of internal storage with 3 gigs of RAM because it's cheaper. With that said, if you're interested in playing any games, you should have absolutely no problem, except for the high-end ones, of course. I tried launching Subway Surfer, but for some reason it was just not loading up. I guess probably I didn't install it properly, but the moment I installed Temple Run, which is like some years ago, it was running smoothly without any problem. So for security, we have a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, which works very fast even with this processor. It is almost invisible at the back when you look at it directly, but it is easy to find it with your finger if you are going for touch instead of sight. Alright, so let's talk about everyone's favorite feature of every smartphone. We get a triple camera setup with a 13 megapixel main wide lens, 5 megapixel ultra wide, and 2 megapixel for the depth sensor camera. Recording videos is at 1080p 30 frames per second, and this is how it sounds and looks like. And this is the video quality of the rear camera. I can zoom in and out. This is how it looks on the ultra wide. I think it covers much area. So on the front with the hole punch cutout design, we get an 8 megapixel front facing camera, which I think takes decent photos. Recording videos is still at 1080p 30 frames per second, and this is how it looks like. This is the video quality of the Samsung Galaxy M11, and I think it looks okay. Again, let me see if I turn my side to this area where the light is so much. You can see that it darkens up my face, but if I come here, it looks better. I think we can work with this. So here are the couple of things I like about the phone. First off, it comes with a 5000 mAh battery, which I don't think I'll be complaining anytime soon. Apart from that too, we get 15 watt fast charging, so if you are in a hurry and you want to just top up your battery, you can also charge it pretty quick, I think. The second thing is I admire the screen. Tiny hands do talking. Playing games or watching videos with a wide screen is quite a huge deal for me, so having the 6.4 inches is super awesome. The rest of the things are pretty basic. We are always used to it, like the storage and the 4G network, so I'm not really going to be talking about that, but I like them as well. So here are a couple of things I don't like about the phone. I wish Samsung would have used the AMOLED screen for this one too, but I understand them. If you want to cut down the cost, the screen is an important factor to look into. So yeah, I'm not going to complain so much here. The second thing is the speakers. It is bottom firing, which is quite annoying because sometimes you just cover it up with your fingers. But even though it is moved or shifted up a little bit, it's okay, but sometimes you still cover it up. I wish that they will be front facing so that they can hit me directly to my face and I can hear the sounds rather than having it over to the side.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So here comes the big question. Should you consider getting one of these? At the time I'm recording this video, it's actually 960 Ghana cedis, which is more than the Tecno Camon 12 I did a review about. But I think choosing the Samsung over the Tecno is a reasonable choice. And apart from that too, if the screen is very important to you, then get the Samsung Galaxy A20, which is going to cost you like 240 or 260 Ghana cedis extra because it is 1200. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you should consider that one. And the only big difference from the M11 and the A20 is the screen. So if the screen is important to you, like I said, you can go for that one. But apart from that, everything about this phone I am really interested in, so I recommend it to you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and other channels which I have them linked below. And as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Phino Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Hey, and we get the plastic back and a plastic frame, and the front we also get the Adreno. The one I went for is the 30 degree. Apart from that too, since the battery is so large, you can be which I think is a pretty good deal. It's almost gonna. So here comes the big question. Should you consider yourself getting one of these? Well, as a already